mother-in-law here against her will, and that is final.
Mr. Kendall, hospitals have rules. We can't dismiss your mother-in-law until all the tests.
What tests? The woman has a broken arm. What kind of a test do you have to run when someone has a broken arm,
Well,
for Pete's sake?
there might be side effects.
I never heard of side effects to a broken arm.
Well, that's because we run tests to prevent them.
All right. How long will the tests take?
A day, maybe two.
Bet this is something the cops cooked up. Just so they could keep her from talking to the press about those two yo-yos who didn't respond to her call.
Mr. Kendall, I think you ought to know that my husband is a police officer.
Really? Well, let me tell you something, lady. As far as I'm concerned, the only reason any guy'd want to be a cop is because he's not very sure of his own masculinity.
Mr. Kendall, I disagree with what you say. But I'll defend to the death your right to say it. However, I will also box your ears if you persist in saying it to me. Do you know what I mean?
What's all this?
Pawn shop records, Lieutenant, hoping that some of the stuff might turn up here.
Television sets, home appliances, that stuff is tough to trace and easy defense, you know.
We're looking for camera equipment. The rest of the stuff's shown up. Camera equipment hasn't.
You guys got a notion?
Sort of.
Well, are you going to tell me about it?
Too soon.
All right, don't go into business on your own. You figure out what you want to figure out. When it comes to doing something, you check with me first. You follow?
We're here, Lieutenant.
Don't talk like that, Danko. Policemen don't talk like that.
Well, isn't that a little bit outdated, Lieutenant?
Danko, you can be as hip and as groovy and as right on as you want to be on your own time. When you're here, you're in a Ware Square, my friend, and don't ever forget it. Where's Gillis? I thought he was helping you with this.
Well, he's, doing his thing, and we're doing ours, Lieutenant.
Excuse me, miss. Do you work here?
Yeah, I do. Why?
Well, my name is Gillis. I'm a police officer, and if you don't mind, I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Putting me on.
No, I'm not. I really am a police officer.
I mean, I've heard a lot of them, but that's really the loser of all times. I mean, can't you use a little imagination?
I'm not sure that I understand what you mean.
I mean, in the first place, that cop thing is going to put anybody on. I mean, who wants to go out and have a cup of coffee with a cop?
Well, I really hadn't planned on asking you for a cup of coffee.
Well, I mean, like, if you were a photographer and you thought that I'd make a dynamite centerfold, then we got something going. Or like, if you were a director and you were making a flick and you wanted some real people, I mean, not just actors, then we got something going too. I mean, that's how you sort of get some action going. But that cop thing, man, that's really a downer. I mean, you just gotta do better than that.
Okay. How about this? How's this sound? You are a very beautiful woman, and I would really like to spend some time with you.
Now, that's using some imagination.
Hi.
Hey, here he is right now. Terry, this is Jerry Spencer.
Hello, Jerry Spencer.
Hi, Jerry.
Jerry works at that answering service down to the point.
Answering service, huh? That's got to be very interesting work.
Oh, come on. I mean, all I do is take messages and answer the telephone. I mean, Willie here, he makes it all sound so glamorous, but it's really just nothing.
Jerry, when you do it, it is. You're a very fascinating person.
Listen, you're both making me blush. I think I'll go to the ladies' room.
How do you do it?
Believe me, Terry, she did most of the doing.
Yeah. Well, find out anything that means anything?
Well, half and half. So, it looks like all the robbery victims are subscribers to that answering service, so that is how they're getting their information. But I cannot figure out who is leaking it.
How many employees?
Technically none. Her mom and dad own the place. They have for 15 years. They run it with Jerry and Jerry's brother.
How about the brother? Is he into drugs or anything?
Now that is going to come as a big shock to the Monsignor. Her brother starts next semester at Holy Cross Seminary.
Oh. Well, let's start from the top and see what we have.
Okay.
What's the procedure when someone's going to be away all night?
There is a big bulletin board in the back room. If somebody calls in saying they're not going to be home, they put a red tag on the name, along with the number where the person can be reached.
Who sees the bulletin board?
I told you it's in the back room.
How about a window?
Yeah, but you would need very powerful binoculars to be able to read that printing. Terry, it is 30 feet to the window, and that printing is tiny.
Oh, no, Willie. Not binoculars. A camera with a telephoto lens. Well, we figured that's why they hit the photography shop first, and why none of the equipment is turned up. With that lens and the enlarger, all they have to do is wait out back for about 10 seconds, and by the end of the day, they got a blow up of the board. They know when and where to hit.
What do you want me to do?
There are at least 3 houses that we can assume will be vacant on Saturday night.
Saturday special?
It's the first low tide between now and then. Now, low tide is the M.O.
All we want you to do is to stake out the empty houses.
Stakeouts, MOs. You two guys have been watching those alphabet movies again, haven't you? APBs, 10-4, Roger Wilco. Maybe we can fly in a PBY and I can get them with my GUN. No stakeouts.
Okay, Lieutenant.
Now listen, you two, I don't have enough manpower to tie up a number of cars all night long and impossible. You two don't like that? I don't like it. That's it. That's the word.
You would have 1 more car if you put us back on the street.
All right. You can start in on the mid-watch, 12 to 8. I give you that much.
Why is it deductible?
No, because this may be our last shot at this, Webster, so I hope you two know what you're talking about. Because these birds aren't going to keep this up forever. We don't nail them now, we may very well never nail them.